Jeffrey E. Berger, and welcome to Season 3 of Holistic Mental Fitness Series, where myself and Michelle Mupo of Mupo Entertainment LLC, who I'm very, very excited to be partnered with, believes mental fitness is the new physical health. So before I bring on my very, very special guest today to the stage, as a certified holistic wellness coach, I'm very humbled to be affiliated with an amazing group of humanitarian entrepreneurs who are aligned with the only holistic mental wellness company that actually focuses on the microbiome. And people say, what is that? Well, that's a great question. It really is your gut, brain, heart, access health, a science that's disrupting the health and wellness industry today, especially when it comes to mental wellness. So, who out there hasn't experienced stress, anxiety, depression, or even have had suicidal thoughts? I'm sure many of you can relate. So, what I love about this interview series, which is really near and dear to my own heart, it's about sharing stories of others opening up in conversations from all areas of wellness to help people really understand it's okay to talk about mental health and share their experiences and become aware that there are alternative solutions that are out there that are safe and work. We provide real solutions for real people who are serious about getting their physical, mental, and emotional well-being from barely surviving to thriving again. And there is no physical health without mental wellness. They're actually two sides of the same coin, and they're vital for each other to really coexist and for our ability to reach our peak potential in this one life that we get to live. So, how we feel is not just in our head, it's also in our gut. And this is what we do best. So before I bring Tiffany onto the stage, I wanted to share a little bit about Mupo TV. And you can actually get an Android or an iPhone downloadable app, Mupo Entertainment. And I'm really humbled to be in a collaboration with Mupo Entertainment at Mupo TV. And you can see this also on Roku and Fire Stick. It's going to be on YouTube. And there's some new announcements coming up, but I'm not going to share those yet until it's actually confirmed. So we will be right back with Tiffany Para. Okay, we are back with Tiffany Para, who is joining us from Chino, California. She's a transformational life coach, an online fitness trainer, a best-selling author, motivational speaker, editor-in-chief of Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine, and she also works as a life insurance agent at Blue Horizon Financial and Insurance Services, an online mastermind facilitator at Noble Goldman, and I could go on and on and on. This woman is amazing. She is a serial entrepreneur. So welcome, Tiffany Para, to Holistic Mental Fitness.
Thank you so much for having me, Jeffrey. This is just so amazing. I'm looking forward to sharing my stories with your audience and just letting you get to know a little bit about me
Yeah,
and just this
awesome.
whole, mental fitness thing, right? I mean,
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
is the new it is the new physical health. It
It
really is.
is the new physical health. That's for sure. So before we get started, share a little bit about who Tiffany is outside of your business.
Sure, of course. So I am a wife. I am a mother of a beautiful son that will be 18 years old in a couple of weeks here. Oh my
Oh,
goodness. Watch out now. Okay, pray for me. And I have two fur babies at home. I am, as you said, I am a serial entrepreneur. I'm a Gemini, so it's I get bored doing one thing. So I am a personal trainer as well as a life coach. just a plethora of things. Anything that helps people get their mind, body, and spirit right. That's really what I try to do.
Oh,
So,
that's great. Well, and that smile is just so infectious. It's like I
oh,
never see you
yeah.
without a smile. So it's amazing, and it brings smiles to lots of us out there. So, and many of us do need it. So
Thank you so
so
much.
let's get started here. So you, just like myself, you were in corporate America, and you were in the human resources. You're a human resources girl, and
Yes.
now you've gone entrepreneurial. So share a little bit about that story and how you moved from corporate America into being a womanpreneur.
Sure, of course. So honestly, COVID really was what kind of got me into being a full-time entrepreneur. But through my own, personal journey, I became a certified life coach as well as a personal trainer, just really to help myself, through the journey.
Yeah,
And I was in human resources for almost 15 years, lots of different positions. And in the last position, I think I found myself at a place where my physical health was being impacted. I was having panic attacks in my sleep and didn't know what was going on.
sure.
My blood pressure was really, really high. And after going through, the journey years, previously, it was like, wait a second, what's going on? It's time for a timeout.
Sure.
Sometimes it's
Yeah.
it's okay to give yourself a timeout in life when you need to. And that was the best thing that I was able to do because it saved my life. And when COVID hit, I was laid off from that position.
Mm,
And it really just helped me to find that clarity. It was, God saying, hey, you know what? It's time for you to move on and do what you were called here
exactly.
to do. So
Yeah, no, that's awesome. You talk about being laid off in COVID, and so many were, but there are those individuals who are of the mindset that, you know what, something has happened here, and I need to do something about it. So and my phrase is, game changers change when change is required, and during that time, change was required because so many people just sat back and did nothing,
right.
which is a shame, but that's okay too because that's what they chose. But those of us who chose different, we
Mhm.
really got out there and made some significant changes to our own life, and getting out there wanting to do something different, which is what
Yeah.
we're doing, is getting out there and really helping people and letting them know that there are other solutions out there.
Yes.
So, and that's the key here. So take us a little bit more through your health journey, because you said that you initially went into being a fitness trainer and going through those different programs for yourself. But now
Mhm.
that you've gone through those programs and you've achieved what you've achieved, take us from where you were before to where you are today, because you had some significant changes.
Yes, yes, and it's still change. I think life is
Oh,
all
yeah.
about just changing and pivoting. But back in 2008, I was, just caught up in the hamster wheel of life. I was HR, director at a job, HR director, manager, whatever you want to call it. But I had so many hats on there, help me, do events, and you've got people at your door coming in to talk about their personal issues and things like that. And
Sure.
for me, my personality is I want to help you before I help myself. And that was really where I was at that time. So being caught up in that hamster wheel, I was always going to the doctors every year to get my checkups. And I went in that year and my numbers were off the charts. I mean, my blood sugar was in the high 300s, almost 400s, which that's crazy.
I can
That's a
relate.
diabetic, coma, stroke, something ready to happen.
Sure.
There were occasions where I would wake up in the morning and my blood pressure would be like 155 over 100. And I mean, you can
Wow.
imagine waking up and your heart's pounding in your
Pounding.
chest,
Yeah. Yeah.
and my father had passed of a heart attack. So for me, and that was about a year before. So for me, I was like, oh my God, what's going on? But it just, I didn't care. I didn't, I was so caught up over here, like, oh, I got to get to work. I got
Exactly.
to do this. I'm waking up at 4 o'clock in the
Hmm.
morning. I'm
Yeah.
doing a 2.5 hour commute to work one way. So just
Oh, wow.
imagine being in Los Angeles
In
traffic,
I was going to say Los
4 to 5
Angeles.
hours a day. I was the most angry person. I will tell you, I had road rage. I mean, I'm surprised that my husband actually married me, seeing me in that point, because he saw, the bad and the ugly of Tiffany, at
Yeah.
that point. And I mean, just everything was really chaotic, but I didn't even notice it until that hard stop of, hey, you know what? You can die if you don't
Right.
make some changes in your life here. Like, look at these numbers, girl. Like,
Yeah.
you might lose some toes, you might, and then I started thinking about family members. I'm like, wow, you know what? I remember my grandfather being on dialysis and what he went through, he'd come home. I remember family members, and friends of family,
Right.
losing their
Right.
limbs. Like, I don't want to lose my limbs,
You don't want
you
that.
know? And then
You,
I had a 5-year-old son. So at the time, I'm like, wait, you know what? The situation with me and his father was not a good one. And I didn't feel that that was the environment for him. I felt
right.
that, hey, mom's best. I mean, most mothers think that, but for me, it was, yes, mom is best. So I knew I had to make some changes. And at that time, I just took the bull by the horns and I made those changes. I got up from behind my desk. I would be behind a desk 10, 12 hours a day sometimes, and then go and sit behind my car,
Right.
behind the wheel of the car, and then just drive home, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So what kind of life is that, having
Yeah.
maybe 3 hours of sleep, 4 hours lucky,
Right. I
yeah,
totally relate. I totally relate. It's
yeah,
just, yeah, the work system here is broken, and we know what it's all about. That could be another whole story.
yeah.
But what I'm excited to ask next is the editor in chief. I'm interviewing the editor in chief of Phoenix Fitness Fanatics.
Yes, there we
So
go.
this is
January with Jeffrey. Yes.
exactly. So this is a baby that you. Let's see. So it's a year and a half, correct? Now,
Yeah, it's been a
yeah.
year and a half. Yes.
Yep, year and a half, and it's been an amazing journey, and you've put so much work into it. So share with our audience, what that's been like for you. And hey, if anybody out there is listening and they want to be a contributing author, hey,
Yeah,
reach out to Tiffany.
definitely, definitely. This has been wonderful, wonderful part of the journey. I mean, when you just step outside your box,
Mhm.
when I got laid off, it was a gut punch for me. And I'm like, man, how do you lay off the person that hires and fires for you?
Exactly.
Okay, that's all right. Whatever, But I just kept pushing, and I just kept looking at different things. I'm like, if I'm going to be an entrepreneur, let me get into those little areas, to learn about, right? So I joined a mastermind group out of the DMV, and it was really awesome because I've got all these entrepreneurs around me, and you got some seasoned ones, some ones that are just like me, just kind of starting,
Sure.
and you're just learning from everyone in this community, and it was really amazing. And one day we had a workshop, and Marisa Blodorn, she's the editor in chief of Own It, CEO of Own It Publishing. That's where we've got 16 magazines. I mean, it's
Right.
just amazing. Jeff, you're in both Own It and Phoenix Fitness Fanatics. So we're just, it's amazing to have you. But yeah, when I met Marisa, it was like meeting an old friend. And I knew that I had to, just befriend this person and see what she was all about. And when she showed me, her magazine, I was just floored. I'm like, wait, what is this? Like, this is amazing. This is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And as we're just getting to know each other, she's like, I don't have anyone to do fitness in my magazine. Would you like to be a contributing writer? I'm like, what? I don't write. Like, I've written a chapter in a book, from a business coach of mine, had us do it. And I didn't feel I could really do it. And she says, you can do it. I mean, you've written in a book before, you know what to do. And you have all the knowledge inside you. So why not? Like, you've gone through the journey. Tell how you
Right.
went through the journey. Give tips and things of what you've done. I'm like, okay. I mean, that's what I do now on the on the daily. So I guess
E-
I can write that down. I guess I
exactly.
can do
And I had
that.
the same thoughts when you asked me to be a contributing writer to Phoenix Fitness Magazine. I don't know if I can do this and blah 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 blah. And I've been doing it now for a year.
Yes. And it's just
So,
amazing when you say yes and just open that door.
right.
I said yes to being a contributing writer with her, and I loved it so much. I'm going out and I'm sharing it with all my coaches and trainers and DNA specialists and all these different people I know. And she stopped me one day and she's like, I love you, Tiff. But own it is a little different. I've got a little different vision for me. I have a vision for you as well. And I know you have a vision over here. So let's talk about that. And we had a long discussion about it. And I was horrified. But I said, you know what? Let's jump. I think I want to do this. I want to become
Good.
an editor in chief of my own magazine. Like, yes. And
Awesome.
we launched June 19th of 2021.
2021. Right.
And yes, and we have just been going and growing ever since. I mean, we've got a multitude of contributing writers that, give us, we've got gut health, we've got brain health, we've got, just a little bit of everything, finance, we've got credit repair. Anything that's going to get you physically, mentally, spiritually, as well as financially fit, because that's where I was broken. And if you have anything broken in those four areas, you're not going to be right. You have to have it, it has to run like a well-oiled machine. All four of
Correct.
those areas have to be, tight in order for you to really live the life that you want to live. So that was why I created the magazine, because I wanted to be able to help people on a bigger scale to be able to do this, just that.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that's great. And you've done such an amazing, amazing job pulling this
Thank you.
together. And it's going to be exciting to see where it goes because, there are endless possibilities out there. So you being part of your journey is being a fitness coach. And we talk about, my whole thing is mental fitness is the new physical health today. And, you know, teaching about mental health and the significance our gut health has when it comes to physical, mental, and emotional wellness or well-being.
Yeah.
So, share with the audience how you resonate with that from being an entrepreneur and having so much stuff to be juggling.
It again, it all does start here.
Mm.
If you're not right in your head, your body's going to start to fall apart. When you're stressed out, they say what is disease? Stress is your body in distress,
Just
right? And it creates dis-ease.
dis-ease. Right.
Dis-ease, you're uneasy, you feel it. You can feel that stress, like you can feel it in your bones, you're hurting, you're aching, you can feel it in your stomach. You don't feel right. And for me, I had to really kind of tap into that. And that was a huge part of my journey, because what I did was I went into, I started out reading The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. Someone shared that with me. And I resonated with Lisa Nichols in that book. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go and I want to be in some of these areas, some of these groups, and just find out what did they do? Because here's this woman that had like $11 in the bank, it's her and her son. And like, how does she get through all that stress?
Right.
You know, and when I started just hearing the same thing, it was kind of the same theme with all the different, people I started researching,
Hmm.
and it was meditation, prayer, connecting to that higher source. I came from a family that, had been very religious. My grandfather was a minister. So, we grew up, in the church for a little while. Then, of course, as we got a little bit older and had that choice, and family dynamics changed, we didn't go anymore. But once I tapped back into that, and then really started, just meditating and finding that happy place, learning how to, regulate my heartbeat.
Sure.
When I get stressed out, I know how to do the breathing
The breathing.
exercises that I need to get my heart rate back down to where it needs to be. And when I, started putting that into place, just things started changing. My body started changing. I started eating differently and just started doing things a lot different because I was starting to put affirmations into place. Like my house had sticky notes everywhere.
Everywhere.
In the kitchen, I had sticky notes. In the bathroom, I had sticky notes. I mean, I think my son at the time, again, he was little. I think he thought mom's crazy, And what I did too is I put pictures of my old self and where I didn't want to be.
Mm,
Again, up there to remind me as well. So I had my, picture of myself at,
sure.
almost 300 pounds on the refrigerator. I still have the pants,
Oh,
size
wow.
22 that, hang still in my closet. I'll never get rid of them. I
It's a
mean,
reminder.
it's definitely a reminder of where
Yeah,
I've come from. And
correct.
I like to share it with people that, hey, you know what? You can do this.
Yeah,
It might be,
absolutely.
it's going to be a journey. It's going to be
Well,
hard,
you
but
know what? It's a choice. People need to wake up to the realization of what's really going on out there.
yeah.
And there comes a time, and hopefully, those that kind of resonate with maybe this story here is don't wait till you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Because if you're sick and tired one time, instead of
Yeah,
sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired, look into it the first time
right.
and address it, because you don't
Yeah,
want to wait till it's too late.
that's right.
And unfortunately, that's what people are doing today. And
Yeah,
those of us that are out there, like yourself and myself and so many others, want to share information that there are other ways out there that are not working in the systems that we have today. And that's so, so important.
yeah,
So, we talk about mental health and mental fitness and about brain, and the brain is fed through the gut. You put the stuff. It really starts here in the mouth,
yeah,
down to the gut, and then it communicates with the brain. So, more and more people are wanting to wake up their brain and be happy and get back to thriving. And it's all about feeding it the right elements when it comes to nutrition, like cutting edge nootropics with potent adaptogens, that actually work. And these are plants that actually feed our body,
hmm
rather than the chemicals that are out there to help, you get to the next level of motivation, focus, mental energy, and overall state of mind. And I love showing uh, this commercial here because it has really helped me from both physical and mental perspective in regards to being as busy as I am. It's motivating me. It's giving me that brain health. It's neuro regeneration, focus, and memory. Focus is really good. Still working on the memory, but it'll get there. I've been destroying my body for decades. And mental energy and endurance. And it's all about what can we do to promote, a healthy, positive mood.
right.
And this will give you an example of some plant-based protocols that are out there that are safe and work. We'll be right back.
I move at the speed of light, and this is something I wouldn't dare to think I would be doing. And you go round, keep your head up high. Suddenly you know something.
Okay, we are back, and I travel with this all day long, because it is something that I don't go a day without. And for those that are watching, if you want to go to holistichappymind.com, you can check it out there. So with that, so we're back here with Tiffany Para, editor in chief of Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine, and so many other things. You'll have to catch the beginning to catch everything that she's doing. So the next thing is Mupo Entertainment, and you are a part of Mupo Entertainment Familia. family,
Yes.
Amelia, and which is an amazing group to be a part of. And you actually have something coming out very soon, so I want you to share with the audience what's happening.
I do. So, Mupo has been just awesome. I was introduced to Mupo being on JoJo's Mojo, which is another show on Mupo Entertainment. And it was just amazing because JoJo was from California and I vibe with her so much. I said, I got to meet this chick. And we met and we're at lunch and Michelle happened to FaceTime her. And
Oh
that was
wow!
when I got a chance to meet Michelle and we clicked right away. I mean, she is as crazy as can be and just like me. So just so inspirational. Once I was able to sit down and hear her story,
Hmm.
I run a women's group. It's a women's empowerment group called the Girl Powerhouse Network, and I immediately was like, oh my gosh, this woman is a like huge like woman powerhouse, and I have to
Sure.
just
Yeah.
know her, and yeah, our show is called the Girl Powerhouse, and it is really just about those women out there that are in those non-traditional roles. You've
Hmm.
got a lot of women that are in law enforcement, construction, and
Correct.
even higher ups in the ministry and government, things like that. And we really want to know their story. All
Right.
these women have men and women have awesome stories. I mean, when
Mhm.
we have to learn to stand on our story and not in our story, Michelle has really helped me, with that because I know her story and I see how she is standing so tall and strong in her
Yeah.
story. And just
Yeah.
her comeback story is just
Powerful.
amazing. I mean, I can't wait for everyone to hear about just her, but just wanting to know, women's stories. We just had a book come out. This is our second book called Becoming a Girl Powerhouse. And it's all about, women, their stories from trauma to triumph.
Mm.
And we want to really capture that and share that with the world, and also share the stories of the men behind those powerhouses as well. We don't want to forget them either. So that's really in a nutshell about the show. There's a few other surprises out there. I don't want to give it all away,
Don't give it
so
away.
that,
Let
that's
the,
what we that
let,
what's what we got coming up.
let them come and watch. That's the key there. So
Exactly.
that's great. So down in the scrolling banner, people can reach out to Tiffany through Facebook.com, PFF Coaching, which is Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Coaching. Where else can they get in touch with you?
They can also get in touch with me on the link tree as well at Coach Tiffany Para on the link tree. So, and that will give
Awesome.
you all of the information on me. Also, will give you the information on the books, any coaching that you may desire, the magazine, and how to just get involved with the network that we have as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I one more question. If there was one piece of advice that you could give somebody who is watching today, that one glimmer of hope, whether it's personal or professional or even both, what would that be?
Just keep going. Just keep going, because regardless of the situation, just keep pushing, because you're always going to get to the other side. I've been to, the ashes of life and come out, and that's where that Phoenix fitness comes from, right? It's just coming
Yeah.
out of the ashes of life. So just keep going, just keep pushing and keep believing in yourself, because you can accomplish anything and everything in life if you just believe in yourself.
Awesome. Awesome. That's great. So, Tiffany, I can't thank you enough for
Thank you so
taking the
much.
time from your busy schedule, because I know you are a busy lady over on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast. You provided so much value, not only to me, but the audience as well that are watching and watch on the replay, so forth and so on. But we are changing the world, and that's what it's all about. We want to change the world to bring so many amazing aspects to health and wellness, as well as business, and personal and
Yes.
professional. So I wanted to quick show you here. Next week, I have the lovely Suzanne Hins. I'm hoping that's her how I pronounce her last name, but she is coming on, and she is a ball of fire. And you'll just have to come on next week and check her out, because she's just all over the place these days. She's we've known her for just maybe a couple of months now, and she's changed from a couple of months to even today. It's like,
Yes.
wow, this woman is like on something. So,
She's
but it's
amazing.
great. It's great to have another Mupo Familia individual here on my show. Remember this: I believe we all should be living in abundance and optimum wellness, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially today, because everything is a choice. You have to make. If you're stuck, if your life sucks, you got to make a change. You got to make a choice to
Right?
change it, and the only way it's going to change is if you do that. And lastly, mental fitness is the new physical health. And I will see you next time. Thanks, Tiffany.